Is that you guys knocking? Because you're ready for some more video? Is that you knocking? You guys are ready for some more video. Let me get the door. Is one of our fans ready for some more videos? Well, do you have a pittance to pay? These videos aren't free. Let's get this video started. Come on, gang, let's get into this. Welcome back to Candy Adventures. I'm Chris.
And I'm Elizabeth.
So we live currently for the last month or so in a truck camper on the back of an F-250. And then recently we just put a CRF 300L dual sport on the front hitch of the truck, and on the back
is our boat. So the motorcycle's on the front so we can have a boat in the back.
We're going to be traveling about 2 hours due west into the mountains of western North Carolina because we have the opportunity to stay at a cabin. This little cabin that we get to stay at is right on the lake, and then there's lots of trout streams in the area. So we're going to get to explore on the dual sport, explore on the boat, make sure everything works right. The truck camper works and everything. They all work together going down the interstate, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you get to come along and see everything with us. Like being on the boat? She likes being on the boat. So the boat launch was a success. This is the first time launching our boat with the F-250 and the truck camper on the back. So the visibility is pretty limited, but Chris has been backing trailers for a bit, so it wasn't too bad, and there's also a lot of room.
An empty boat launch will make anybody look awesome. The pressure of one person watching you back a boat trailer will make you jackknife it and roll your truck into the lake or the ocean every single time. So no pressure boat launch, that was awesome.
Yep, and so then we had to concentrate on the boat running. So last video we briefly mentioned that our boat wasn't running the best.
So apparently we took it to a boat mechanic, a good boat mechanic, and we were trying to figure out what was going wrong, and what it is this boat is slightly underpowered with a 60 horsepower motor, and the elevation gain mixed with going from saltwater to freshwater put a big hurt on this thing wanting to get up on planes. So we didn't, but the boat mechanic put a smaller prop on it, and it popped right up, and it was running awesome.
For about a minute.
And then it quit on us, and then I got very angry, and then what it ended up being was when we dropped this off at the boat mechanic, I left the plug in it, and I left the switch turned off to where the bilge pump wouldn't run, and because we are here in western North Carolina, which is actually a temperate rainforest where we currently are and had the boat worked on, it filled up with water, and 11 gallons of water got into the gas tank.
And that was because the boat, one of the clamps for the fuel line was loose, and so it just sucked in water and mixed with the little bit of gas we had left.
So the boat mechanic got most of it out, and then we went through a few cycles clearing out the filter on the lake, and she's running like a top. So fingers crossed we're not rock bottom, because last time we tried this video we were rock bottom, sunburned, floating around the middle of the lake, getting towed back and spending all day working on it, but looking good so far.
Yeah, so we're going to head out of this boat launch area and kind of explore the lake a little bit. This lake is beautiful because it's in the middle of the mountains of North Carolina, or right by the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Yep, it's surrounded by national forest, so we're going to do some exploring, and then we're going to go show you guys this awesome cabin that we're staying in, give you a little tour around it, then maybe see what we get into after that, maybe some fishing, or who knows what's to come in the next few days. We got minnows.
Boop.
There's a lot of dead boys in
there. They're still moving their mouths. We got like half.
We got crickets.
Look at these bad boys. Not roaches, so I'm excited. The fish will be excited too.
We got fly fishing stuff. We're ready to go.
And we got the dual sport, so if we don't want to stay around the lake, we have the entire national forest and surrounding area to explore. And Mona's here.
All right, let's fire up this old boat and see how it runs and do a little exploring. Rock bottoming! You're rock bottoming! I am.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I can't believe we just found this. So as we established, this is national forest, and it's a temperate forest that is very thick with vegetation. And within a minute or so flying the drone to establish where we were, it freaked out and went into the top of a very tall tree. And somehow we were able to shake it down. A little dirty, a little scuffed up, but this still might work. We'll find out. I can't believe we got this back. That's insane. We are flying over a lake and we managed not to hit water. It's okay.
I crashed the drone.
It's okay. It would have been one of us. Eventually.
There almost wasn't any drone footage for this video, you guys, and I'm sorry. You guys, that's on me. I get that, and I want to grow as a person. Also, we can't afford another drone, so I get the stakes here, and it won't happen again. Although we have lost a drone in this lake before, so not looking good.
Lake.
Yeah.
This lake has some bad juju. Wait, move. I love this bow. It's so cool. A little slippery though. It's okay. That's what these monkey toes are for.
All right, so we've had a fun little boat ride. Everything seems to be working good, but as you can see, if we pan up a little bit, it's not too sunny.
This area gets more rain than Seattle.
By a pretty good margin. We're gonna put that to the test, and we already have, because it rained on us already once on the short ride over here. But I think we found the cabin. Now we're gonna go check it out and
give you guys a little tour.
All right, looks like the best course of action here is going to be to dock this boat up against this pontoon boat, which this pontoon boat, I guess, kind of comes with the cabin. But since we flew this boat all the way from Guam, we're bound and determined to use our own damn boat.
Yeah, and we have to test the setup, which means the boat had to come.
Yeah, so while you could have just used this pontoon, people are going to say, why didn't you just use the boat that's already here? And stubbornness, mostly.
Definitely stubborn. Good girl! That's an athlete right there.
All right, so we got the boat tied up.
Come on, let's go see.
So the entrance to the cabin's a little bit precarious on this old wooden platform, but I would much rather have everything be super precarious and there be no other people around than it to be easily accessible.
This looks like a treehouse ladder.
It does look like a treehouse ladder. So the one super cool thing about this cabin, as you can see here, one, it's super old and rustic looking, which is awesome. But if you look over this way, there's the water right there. And the views are ridiculous of the Blue Ridge Mountains, going straight into a super deep, like 300-foot deep mountain lake. Man-made, of course, just like the last lake we went to and most lakes in the United States, but still absolutely beautiful. So let's go inside and take a look.
So as Chris said earlier, this thing was built in the 50s. And when we go through this front door, it's like going into a time capsule or a time portal because not a lot has changed in the inside.
To me, this looks like what inside of Zoe Deschanel's brain probably looks like.
Quirky.
Just quirky, old vintage stuff.
Being quirky. And here's your host, Zoe Deschanel.
Except a young hipster did not buy this and then find old furniture. This is stuff that's all been here since the 50s, apparently.
This is super retro, and it works. And this is the little freezer, just for your ice cube trays. Stocked for us already. Still even got all of these retro cabinets, so these aren't wood. These are little metal cabinets. Metal sink area. This is even a push button stove to turn it on. And old cast iron pans.
And again, the super coolest part about all this is the view out this window where we can sit and hopefully catch a fish and eat it while looking over this lake.
Or at this really cool like dinette area that looks like it's from a diner. They even have the matching stools with this. Little cushion top stools, little diner counter, and you can still see the view. This is even really neat. As soon as you walk in, this is a real piece of tree, driftwood, and it's not growing through like you see in like cool tree houses, but it's mounted and it just makes this like whole kind of rustic cabin tied together.
And there is a bed over top of the stairwell, which I find awesome.
It's like a kid's fort. Like this is the coolest thing ever.
And it's over about an 8 to 10 foot drop straight onto concrete steps.
So don't fall.
So there's a little thrill involved there, but super cool place to put a bed.
Continuing past the floating bed is kind of like a really cool cabin living area. Even has a little couch that says cabin fever on it, and a nice big wood stove, and a TV that might not even have an HDMI port. But the coolest part is below the TV, an authentic Nintendo 64.
Elizabeth seems to be fascinated with these offline iPads, these magazines.
You don't even need Wi-Fi.
There's no Wi-Fi out here. There's no cell phone service. You go back in time 30 years. And the coolest electronic feature after the N64 here is something that I have been trying to get Elizabeth to figure out how to use. And it's this little bad boy right here. This is the phone, because there is no cell service, if you were to have an emergency or need to contact someone, is this bad boy right here. No touch tone.
Oh my gosh, it's so aggressive. Green, green, yellow. You're welcome.
Okay, that was awful.
One of the other really neat things that I like about this cabin is it's to share. We have so many beds in this cabin. We have 2, including a bunk style bed, so 3 on this porch that is right by the water. And then we have the one that was above the staircase here. Then we have 4 more downstairs. This is super nostalgic for me because my grandparents also have one of these. This doesn't have any batteries in it, but how many people have a family member, like a grandparent or an aunt, uncle or something that has one of these that works and sings and stuff? I remember pressing this button all the time to the point where I got in trouble because it was annoying. But I always thought they were so fun and so cool, and it's neat that it's even in this cabin. So that was a little bit of the cabin review. The rest of it is just beds and a bathroom.
We're gonna wait out the rain for just a little bit and then hop out on that lake and see if we can get a fish. We also want to try some salamandering. That's not a real word, but she's super into those dorky, nerdy things like herping and looking for snakes. And Western North Carolina is known for its super diverse salamander species population, diversity, science words.
It's one of the hot spots in the United States for it.
We're also probably gonna do some dual sporting, try to do some trout fishing in a stream.
And see where the road takes us.
Hugs and kisses, and I mean it. You know I mean it.